Hello and welcome to Around the Globe with Female Cricket. Today we have with us Australia's spin queen, Alana King, on the show. Alana made her international debut in January 2022, and in a month's time, she was already on the flight to New Zealand to play the World Cup for Australia. She not just played the World Cup for Australia, but also went on to be the part of the winning Australian team that clinched their seventh World Cup title. Alana featured in all the 9 matches in the World Cup for Australia and picked up 12 wickets to become the second highest wicket taker in the tournament for Australia and fourth leading wicket taker overall. So, on that note, I would like to congratulate Alana for her success in the World Cup and welcome her to our show Around the Globe with Female Cricket. So, once again, many congratulations to you, Alana, for being the part of the winning team of Australia in the World Cup and clinching the seventh World Cup title. So we all know that Australia had an incredible run in the World Cup. They were invincible right through the competition. So tell us more about Australia's journey in this World Cup and your experience of playing your debut World Cup.
Oh, I think it was just a phenomenal experience for me, to be honest. As you just said, first World Cup, and what a way to kickstart my World Cup career, I guess. So, yeah, no, I think this team's just phenomenal, and I think there was a bit of talk about the 2017 on how the team went and what was expected of them, but they put that behind them quite quickly, and they formed this path that they wanted to follow and the brand of cricket they wanted to be playing. And I think it's been evident the way Australia have been playing the last few years. They've been dominant in all formats, and that's a credit to the coaching staff and the leadership group as well. They want to take this team forward and get better every time. They're never satisfied with what's happened. They just want to keep getting better and keep evolving. And I think that's the biggest part in this team and what everyone buys into, I guess. And yeah, it was a great tournament for us to go 9-0. I think we're all very proud of that, and so are the coaching staff as well. There was a lot of I guess planning behind it, and I was just there to be a big sponge around the group. Um, Made my international debut not too long ago before the World Cup, so I was just trying to take it all in and learn from the best in the world, and yeah, had a lot of fun doing that.
Absolutely. So I think you just touched upon that 2017 semi-final loss, and I'm sure that probably the wounds were still fresh in Australian camp because I think Meg Lanning, in one of the post-match presentations, she said that before this World Cup, before the 2022 World Cup, I think the Australian team together saw the 2017 World Cup semi-final against India. So how much role had that loss had on Australian team? Because after that loss, Australia won 39 out of their 41 matches. So how much loss did that match have on Australia?
I think it just a little fire in everyone's belly. Obviously, you go into every tournament trying to win, and every game that you can. So yeah, I think they watched that and they took some valuable lessons out of it, and they know that there were certain aspects that they didn't want to repeat, and they've changed that. And I think the way people play with so much freedom in this team, everyone knows their role. So I just think it's yeah, a lot of work has gone behind the scenes, which people don't obviously see. But yeah, there's just been a tremendous amount of support and lots of clarity around individuals' roles, and that's the best. That's when I think we play the best, and everyone's clear, and we back each other into executing those roles in any position we're in.
Absolutely. So I think apart from the entire Australian team, it was fun watching you, Alana, bowl, and I enjoyed bowling you. Watching you bowl with Jess Jonathan, who's of course the number three bowler. So how challenging was it, or did you enjoy yourself bowling alongside Jess Jonathan?
Yeah, I love bowling Nick alongside JJ. I think she's a tremendous bowler in herself, and she's played at the top level for a very long time. So as soon as I got into the squad with the Aussie girls, I literally lent on her a lot, just to pick her brain on different oppositions that were coming up. Like obviously with the Ashes, we only had the one opposition, so it was pretty good to, you can nail a few things, but just to pick her brain, it was just tremendous, and she was a big support for me during the tournament, whether it was the Ashes or the World Cup. I went to her quite a bit just to see what she did in different situations. And I think, yeah, Jono is just an incredible bowler, and she brings so much experience to this team. And I love playing alongside with her, and hopefully we can do more of that in the near future.
Yes, we hope to see both of you bowling for many, many years for Australia in the years to come. All right, that's a very good combination that Australia is blessed to have. But if I see from an outside point of view, Australia is more of a pace dominant country. But Alana King picks up leg spin. So I want to take you back to your childhood. So did Alana King always want to be a leg spinner, or she wanted to be a fast bowler, or how was it growing up?
No, I think every kid wants to be a fast bowler. You just want to run in and bowl as fast as you can. So, yeah, like I just picked up pace bowling, I guess, as every junior kid does, and didn't quite like it. So I wanted to try something different and to pick up leg spin. Probably first of all was my brother. He bowled a little bit when he was in his junior days, and then obviously the great Shane Warne. I grew up in Melbourne, Victoria, so I got to see him first hand at the MCG during Boxing Day tests, and that's probably where my love of the leg spin came along. And yeah, I'm sure he's inspired not just me, but plenty of boys and girls around the world to bowl leg spin. And yeah, I just decided to try be like Warney, and here we are today. And yeah, he's been a big influence in me.
Absolutely. So I think Alana, your name already has king in it. So if I can take the liberty of saying that you will be the Australia's spin queen in the years to come. And of course,
Oh,
as you met, right, right. And of course, as you mentioned about your older brother and Shane Warne, of course, playing a major role in you taking up leg spin. So I think as a viewer, I have seen your family, your parents, your brother coming out there to the ground and supporting you. So how big a support has your family been over the years for you?
Oh, they are my number one supporters, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. To be honest, all the driving around that mum and dad did when I was a bit younger, whether it was early morning drop offs or after school pickups and taking me to my sports. Yeah, they did a lot of they made a lot of sacrifices, especially dad who would work an early shift. So like mum would drop us to school and then dad would pick us up, take us home, and then take us to our after school activities. And yeah, I think it's a big credit to them to where I am as well. Like without them sacrificing all the time and I guess all the other plans that they had just to take us to sport, I think I owe a lot to them to be honest.
Course, and every time you pick up a wicket, the cameras are on them, your parents, and it is indeed amazing to see the way they celebrate each and every wicket of yours. So we hope to see them more coming to the grounds with you to see you play.
I think my family's had enough media time to be honest, especially when I made my debut. So I think they need to stay away from the camera or be a bit more disguised. That's for sure.
No, as but honestly, as viewers, we simply love them. Celebrate your each and every wicket. All right, great. So of course you spoke about your childhood, and finally you broke into the Victorian team. You played age group cricket for the state. Then of course you had WBBL starting with Melbourne Stars. Then you moved to Perth Scorchers. But we know that it has been a long journey for you. After good 7 long years in the domestic level and in the WBBL, you finally made your international debut. So how were those 7 years for you, Alana?
Oh, to just put it in the simplest terms, I don't think it was linear. There was a lot of roadblocks along the way, stuff that I had to work through, and yeah, it took. There was a fair bit of frustration throughout the years, no doubt about that. But there came a realization where I needed to do a bit more than just bowl and bat and field, which I worked on really hard. And then obviously just the opportunity to um, bowl more overs in domestic cricket. I just wasn't getting that in Victoria, and that was, they had six Australian bowlers in the Victorian setup. So for me to bowl was pretty challenging when Meg was blessed with plenty of bowling options. So the opportunity came up in WA, and I thought about it a long time, to be honest. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It took me weeks and maybe a couple of months to make a final decision. But I just knew that look, WA is not known for producing spin bowlers. It's producing world class batters and world class bowlers as well, like fast bowlers. But I didn't take I didn't read too much into conditions side of things. I just knew there was an opportunity for me over in WA, and that's all I needed. I just needed more chances to bowl. and get overs under my belt in domestic cricket. And yeah, it was hard leaving Victoria. They were a big part of developing me into a senior player, I guess. And I've got a lot to thank to Cricket Victoria, as well as the Melbourne Stars. They gave me an opportunity to play in the first Big Bash and played with them for the first 6 years of the WBBL. And yeah, we'll always be very grateful to them. But I just thought it was the time to maybe have a bit of a change and a change of scenery and a bit of different environment, I guess. And yeah, I took the WA opportunity with both hands. And to be honest, I haven't looked back. I've loved my cricket over there. I've made some really good friends over in the West. The coaching staff, the whole organisation is, as a whole, have just been tremendous and have supported me throughout. So yeah, it's my new home, WA. But yeah, Victoria definitely will always be the true home for me.
Right. Great, great. So it is incredible that you had the guts, of course, to make that change because we all know that going out of your comfort zone is not always easy. But
Yeah.
after those many years, of spending time with, of course, your family in Victoria, you had that guts and, of course, the courage to move to Western Australia. All right. So, Alana, I think I was just looking through your details. So, you were born on November 22. You made your international debut in the year 2022. So, I somehow feel that 22 is probably your lucky number. So, if I can take you back a couple of months to your debut, of course, you made against your Ashes rival England in a T20, and your first wicket was Tammy Beaumont. So, can you tell us more about that day? How were the feelings? Were there butterflies in your stomach when you were announced in the playing 11? Take us through that day.
Oh, I think to be honest, I didn't expect to be playing in that first game. We all know how big an Ashes series is, and you want to be putting your best foot forward. So when I found out I was part of that playing 11, yeah, it was a pretty surreal moment, and I was in a bit of shock, but I was just so excited that I got my opportunity. And yeah, to be honest, on the day, there was plenty of nerves flying around, and Shelley Nitschke messaged me and even spoke to me on the way to the ground, going, "How you feeling?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm very nervous." And she's like, just it's good nerves, like channel it into good energy. That's what you bring to this group, and just keep being yourself. And people kept reminding me about that, especially Beth Mooney, who I've played at the Scorchers with, and a few of the other girls as well. Meg was really good just to make sure that I could be as calm as I can. Obviously, playing being in your debut, there's plenty of emotions flying around, but I was definitely very excited about it all. And um, as soon as we just walked over that line, I felt a bit of calmness, but it was just still rising the nerves until I had that ball in my hand, which Meg threw to me very quickly. And yeah, once I had my ball in my hand, I just knew I know what to do. Yeah, it's in Australian colours, but you've done this plenty of times before. And the biggest thing for me is I've just got to be myself and have fun. I think that's when I play my best cricket. And to be part of this squad, they welcomed me with open arms straight away, and I could be myself. So that's a credit to the team. I just felt really relaxed, at the top of my mark, got the first ball out of my hand, and then the rest is history, I guess. Obviously, getting my first wicket on debut it's pretty exciting because I would have had to wait a long time for a T20 wicket in Australian colours, given the next two got washed out. So yeah, it was a pretty surreal moment, and it was just even better to have my family over there in Adelaide, since I haven't seen them in about a year up until that time, just with the border closures and everything. So it was a special moment for me and my family to all celebrate that moment, I guess.
Absolutely. I think that moment, memory will always remain for you fresh because I think England were going pretty strong. I think they had an opening stand of 82 runs. Probably McLanning was looking at bowlers who could give her that breakthrough. She threw the ball at Alana King, and Alana King had that breakthrough, getting rid of Tammy Beaumont. All right, so it was wonderful listening to you about your debut. Now, my question to you next would be Alana King. She has already made her international debut in all the three formats in 2022. She already has a World Cup in her kitty. Now, I think she's going to play in the 100 for Trent Rockets under the leadership of Nat Siver. Of course, she will have Meg Lanning, Minion Dupriya in the team, of course. So, what does the future hold for you, Alana?
Oh, look, to be honest, I'm just excited to be where I am at the moment. I'm big about staying in the moment and not getting too far ahead of myself. And yeah, I've just kind of reflecting on the last few months, which has been a pretty big couple of months. I didn't expect it, obviously, 12 months ago that I'd be in this position. But yeah, I think the international schedule for the year ahead is pretty big, and we're all looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm excited to be part of the 100 and playing with the Trent Rockets as well. Obviously, playing with Nat Siver and Catherine Brunt over at the Stars. I almost feel like it's a Melbourne Stars reunion with 5 of us all playing at the Stars in the 1 year. So yeah, it'll be awesome to be playing with all of them again. And I think we've got a really good team lined up. But yeah, let's. I'm just going to take one step at a time, get back into our pre-season training, which is not too far away, which I'm excited about. I think all the girls are enjoying their rest. It's a well-deserved rest. It's been a pretty big 6 to 8 months, I guess, of international cricket. So yeah, I think all the girls are enjoying some downtime, and I know when we'll be back on, everyone will be ready to go.
Course. And I'm sure the feeling of winning the World Cup has not sunk in because it has just been, what, 19 days from the World Cup win. So, how are you
No,
coping up with all these things?
oh yeah, you're definitely right. Hasn't sunk in yet. I know since being back, I've actually been back in Melbourne for a bit and spending some good quality time with the family, which I've missed over the last year. So it's nice to be back home in my own bed, getting mum and dad to cook me my favorite Indian food, which is always good. But yeah, it's just been really nice to have some downtime, just take a back seat for a bit and actually see what's happened in the last few months. Yeah, I still pinch myself, to be honest, that we've won an Ashes series and a World Cup in the space of a couple of months, and yeah, it's just exciting. And I'll look at my medal and I'm like, wow, I was part of a dominant team in this tournament, because I'm not sure how many teams have won 9-0 in a World Cup, which is, yeah, I don't think there's been many, or there's few and far between. But I think those are the exciting things. And the most exciting thing was that everyone played a part in it. There wasn't a few players, and I think that's what we're really proud of. And I know the coaching staff is as well. So, nah, it definitely hasn't sunk in, and I don't think it will sink in for a while, until we probably reconvene as a group in a few, or probably in a month's time, just over a month's time. But yeah, I think we've just got to still enjoy it, because these things don't happen all that often.
So, Alana, you just touched upon Indian food that you're enjoying back home. So our show has many Indian viewers, and we know that your parents were from Chennai in India. So, if I can ask you, which is your favorite Indian cuisine?
Oh, I can't go past idli and dosa. I love that stuff, but I've had to wait a little bit, because yeah, dad loves to make it from scratch, so I'll wait for him to get all that prepared. But I've had my dal, which I absolutely love. I can live off dal and rice for the rest of my life if I can. Dad's dal only, though; he makes it the best. I'm obviously biased, but yeah, I'm just getting a good Indian fix with a different few curries from all my aunties and uncles and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just nice to be home, but I know I can't be eating it for too much longer, because I'll be back into training very soon.
Yeah, so probably whenever Australia gets a chance to tour India next, I'm sure you are going to have a lot of fun enjoying the Indian
Oh,
food.
absolutely. I'll be loving every moment of it. But yeah, we'll wait and see when that happens.
Yeah. All right. So, Alana, it was wonderful talking to you. But before I let you go, I want to fire some quick googlies at this wily leg spinner that we have today. So
Okay,
are you
go
ready?
for it.
So, are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So, which is your favorite cricket ground?
Oh, I can't go past the MCG.
The iconic MCG, where of course Australia won the T20 World Cup final in 2020.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. So, your favorite wicket till date?
Oh, international or domestic?
We would like an international one.
Oh, well, it has to be Tammy Beaumont being my first international wicket, and even probably the ball that I bowled to her in the first game of
Yes,
the World Cup.
right. So Tammy Beaumont. I think it was a cotton bowled, right?
Yeah, the cotton bowled. Yep, it was
Yeah.
a nice easy catch, which was always
Yeah.
lovely for your first international wicket.
Right, right. And which is your favorite mode of dismissal?
Oh, I think a beautiful bowled, or I think it's hard because as a leg spinner, you want all dismissals part of your game. So yeah, that's a tough one. I've got Elisa Healy behind the stump, so she's world class. So
Yeah.
stumping as well, I guess. I love that to see the batter run past the ball.
All right. Okay. So, and which is the batter who find it difficult to bowl to?
Oh, by far Nat Siver. I think she really tested me in this World Cup,
Yeah.
which was great. I love a contest, and yeah, I played a couple of seasons with her at the Melbourne Stars, but she's definitely one of the hardest batters to bowl to.
Right. So I think you will be happy that you will be sharing the change room with her for Trent Rockets this time.
Yep, yep. She can stop hitting me around the park, so we can be on the field together. That will be great.
Right, right. And finally, one word to describe the current Australian team.
Oh, that's a hard one to describe them in one word. I just think it's united, united, and probably there's a few other words like we're all about fun, and yeah, I just think we play some fearless cricket as well. So yeah, I've given you three words there, but it's really
Yeah.
hard to describe this Aussie team in one word. I think there's such great attributes that go alongside this team. So yeah, there's a few there, so you can take your pick of which one you reckon describes us. But yeah, I think there's just too many words to describe this team. To be honest, yeah, I'm just pretty lucky to be a part of it.
All right. And finally, maybe I can't just stop asking you, but again, I have one last one for you. According to you, who's the funniest teammate in the change room, Australian change room?
Yeah, you can't go past probably Elisa Healy, Ash Gardner, Nick Carey. They all crack me up a fair bit. So yeah, there's a few jokesters and pranksters in the group, which is great. I think this group loves a bit of banter and loves a joke. So we don't take things too much to heart. And when you got those people around you, it makes everything a little bit better.
Amazing, amazing. It was wonderful listening to you, Alana, about your journey, your childhood, and of course, your international debut for Australia and you winning the World Cup in the Australian colours. So, thank you once again for talking to us and giving us your time for the show around the globe with female cricket. And thank you to all the fans and viewers for watching this.
Thank you so much for having me.